So in Luke 9:33, the Apostle Peter kind of, well, a little bit makes a fool out of himself again, and he says, "Oh Lord, this is good for us. Let's build a tabernacle here for Moses, for Elijah, and one for you, and let's just solidify the situation. Let's enshrine this moment and just stick with this moment." Okay, so, and there is that enshrining desire which is present with all of us. Like you are at an amazing conference, let's say, with the church, and your faith is stirred, you have prayed, you have received much in the Word, you have enjoyed unbroken fellowship with the brethren, and you kind of realize that heaven is like this, and you just want it to go on forever, but that's not for now. And God says, no, let's move on. Like that is expressed here in the verse, by saying, not realizing what he was saying, not knowing what he was saying. Like Peter was talking nonsense, but he didn't realize what he was saying. So that enshrining, that impetus to that desire to enshrine, it's not alien to us, but it is not God's way for us. And what is the reason that we want to kind of fix the thing? And there is an interesting point to it, that if we could do that, if we could solidify that moment, then we would sort of tame it. Yeah, then we would tame our walk with God. Then God would somehow become docile in a way. Then God would be like living in that moment, and we would be sticking with Him in that moment. And that moment is awesome. And let's just stick with this because it's all good. Okay. And like Lewis, very interested in Narnia. Actually, there's a very good moment there at the end, I think, of the book, and then one of the books, and one of the characters says to another about Aslan, about the character of God, that he is, in fact, he cannot be tamed. He's a wild lion. And I think there is a good point to that. Lewis is making good point there from Hebrews 12:29, where it says that our God is a consuming fire. It's just not his nature to be stuck in the moment, and to not to move somewhere, and to not to go somewhere, and to not to act, and to not to change things, and to not to catch fire elsewhere, and not to spread, and not to act. This is not our God. And that enshrining desire, that urge in us for this is the opposite of that, because we would say that God is in this moment, so let's stick with this moment. And God is saying, I'm not like that. I'm not interested in a museum to my holiness. I'm not interested in our churches are not to be museums of God's holiness. Our churches are not to be museums of God's greatness, like a lot of church buildings people go to, and wow, all the gold and this and that, and wow, architecture, wow, okay, so that's marvelous. And as a tourist attraction, sure, I have been to many places like that, and they are kind of amazing. But also God is saying, nah, I'm moving, I'm going. This is not, don't try to enshrine me. That's not interesting to me. So this is an amazing thing, and maybe as God moves on, he he's wild. He will break some things. He will burn up some things. Okay. But he is God. And he loves us, and this is with a good intention for us. And God is saying, yeah, just trust me for that, and let us move on and come with me. Don't get stuck in that one moment that you kind of like, but dare move on with me. So God bless your meditation with that and with more, and walk with the Lord today.